All right, this video tutorial is to help you get your interactive notebook up to date and in order. So what I have is my original journal that we started with. So it's got the cover, your reference charts, your unit page header, your vocabulary that you should have filled in by now, and the notes from your very first lesson on what a percent was. So today what we're going to do is we're going to add in some of the worksheets that we've been working on, whether they were follow-up work or they were something that we did in the lesson to help us. And then we're also going to add our next pages of notes. So what I want to do is I have got, you can see right up here at the top of my screen, I've got my notebook open in a tab. In another tab, I have each of the 3 math activities that we've done. And I just did all this through my Google Drive, and you just open them up and they will pop up across the top of your screen in tabs. So the first thing that we did with what is a percent is, it was this one right here. So it was the day 1 FDP virtual. It looked like this. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So I've got this first slide highlighted, and you can either go through edit, not file. You can either go to edit, copy, or you can hit this Control C. I'm a fan of using Control C. It's a little bit quicker, but it's however you're going to do it. It's fine. So I've got my slide highlighted. You can see the little orange line around it. I'm going to hit Control C. And then I'm going to come over here to my notebook, and I'm going to open that tab up. And right below this page, you see how this page is highlighted? So that tells me that's the page I'm working on. So with it highlighted, I'm just going to hit Control V. Or you could have gone to Edit Paste, which is Control V. When this pops up right here, hit Do Not Link. Okay? Now, this page looks very distorted, if you see that. The reason is the pages are 2 different sizes. So I'm going to give you another option for moving these slides over. If you don't like it being distorted, I'm going to show you how to fix it. If you don't mind, you can leave it the way it is. So let's say I want to fix it. So I'm just going to hit delete, and it will disappear. Okay, I can go back over into that same page, and in your computer, if you go to this little Windows option, the Start button, you should have something called either Snipping Tool, SNIPPING, snipping, like you snip something with scissors, or you should have something called Snip and Sketch right here. So you'll open it up, and this is an old one that opened. You'll want to hit the New button right there, and see how it gives you this little plus sign? You can drag that on top of whatever you want, just like this. So I'm going to take a picture almost of what I want. There it is. And I can hit this copy button, or I can just hit Control C. Then I can go back to my interactive notebook, and I'm going to use this right here, plus sign, to add a new page. So there it is. I'm going to add in a new page. And I'm going to click on my slide and hit Control V. Aha, there's our picture, and it's all nice and clear. So I'm going to jump back over to the slideshow. I'm going to go to the second slide. You can use your snipping tool again. So when it's right here, this is the old one that you just used. Just hit New again, and it's ready for you to do something. There it is. I'm going to hit Control C. Go over, and did you see how that was highlighted? Just click below it. You want to make sure you click below it and hit Control V. And now they are both on the same page. And they're nice, clear pictures. Okay? So now we need to get our next activity in. Our next activity was the cut and snip. So these are full-size slides. Do you see that? So these will transfer really nicely into our notebook. So I'm just going to highlight the slide, hit Control C, come into my notebook, make sure I click on that slide. You want that orange box around it, and then hit Control V, and it put the whole slide in, and then say do not link. Now notice it even brought these extra pieces over. You can click them and delete them, but I'm going to show you how to delete a lot of them at once. So click out here, way out here, and you're going to hold your button on your mouse down, and you're just going to slide that box over all of them, and then hit delete. And you're going to do the same thing over here, slide your box over all of them, and hit delete. Now I'm going to jump back over there and grab the next page. There's the next page. Control C, bring it to my notebook, make sure it's highlighted, hit Control V, do not link, and I'm going to get rid of all these extra pieces. Get rid of all these extra pieces. All right, so now all of that is in your notebook. It is up to you if you want to put your understanding percents homework in your notebook. The in-class kids did not glue this in, but they did glue the other activities in, so it's up to you. You know how to move this if you decide you want to. All right, the next step that you're going to do today, now that you've got all that in, is I'm going to be sharing with you the next couple slides that are coming over. So I'm actually going to be moving a tab into my screen. You can see it. This is the notebook that I'm building to where I share with you so that you have your slides. You're going to be getting 1, 2, 3, 4 slides. Okay? Whenever you share them, this is what I want you to do. You're going to click on the first one, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and I want you to hold down the shift button on your computer. I'm holding mine down, and I'm going to click on the last one. And notice how it highlighted all 4 of them. With all 4 of them highlighted like that, I want you to hit Control C, and then go over to your notebook, click that last slide, make sure it's highlighted, and then hit Control V. And do not link. I want you to see how all 4 of them came across. Okay? Now, with these, you have to be very careful not to change anything on these because I want to show you something that's going to happen. If you go to this one and you kind of hover over this P with the arrow pointing to F, if you click on it, you see how that little next slide pops up? That is made to take you to a different slide. See how it took you to the next slide? And oops, I didn't mean to hit that button. Anytime you mess up, just hit undo. Okay, so if I click this one, you see how it's taking me to slide 12, and it jumps me to there. The reason is when you're building an interactive notebook, you can't make a foldable out of paper like we would make at school. Normally, we would fold the paper, and you'd have a flap that you could open, and you could see information. Well, you can't flip these little things open on here. So I've got links in there that's going to take you to the next pages where we're going to put all of our information that we would typically write inside of our foldable. So that's why it's very important that you grab all 4 of those at the same time and move them exactly like I showed you so that the link still works. Go ahead and get your notebook set up. The rest of the stuff we're going to fill in lesson. All right, guys, good luck.